Imagine waking up to good news. Inflation is finally going down. Prices slow. Headlines celebrate. Central banks smile. But somewhere else, someone just lost money without spending a single dollar. That's the uncomfortable part no one leads with. Inflation falling sounds like relief. And for shoppers, it often is. But the system doesn't hand out wins evenly. When inflation drops, the pain doesn't disappear. It moves. And right now, it's moving fast. Here's why this matters today. For years, the world lived with high inflation. Governments borrowed more. Companies raised prices. Workers demanded higher pay. Everyone adjusted. Slowly, messily. Then inflation starts to fall. And suddenly, the rules flip. Let's strip this down to basics. Inflation going down usually means money is tightening. Loans get harder. Interest rates stay high or rise. Credit slows. The economy exhales. And the first losers are not who most people expect. It's borrowers who already locked in cheap money. No, they're fine. It's savers? Sometimes, but not first. The real hit lands on people who depend on growth continuing tomorrow. Think companies living on loans. Startups. Real estate developers. Small businesses rolling over debt every year. When inflation falls, lenders get cautious. Suddenly, the money tap doesn't just slow. It clicks. Now the math turns ugly. A business borrowed assuming prices would keep rising. Revenues growing. Debts shrinking in real terms. But when inflation falls, debt gets heavier. Not bigger on paper. Heavier in reality. Same loan. Same amount. Less room to breathe. Then come layoffs. Projects freeze. Hiring stops. Not because demand vanished overnight, but because money got nervous. There's irony here. Lower inflation is supposed to mean stability, but the transition can feel like walking off a moving treadmill. Your legs keep going. The ground doesn't. Workers lose jobs not because prices are high, but because prices stopped rising fast enough to cover old promises. And governments aren't immune either. When inflation drops, tax revenue growth slows. Debt becomes more expensive relative to income. Budgets tighten. Social spending gets squeezed quietly. No emergency, just less room. Meanwhile, the hype says mission accomplished. But reality says someone has to absorb the shock. Zoom out, and this gets bigger. Entire countries that borrowed heavily during high inflation periods suddenly face harder refinancing. Currency pressure rises. Investors pull back. Not because things are collapsing, but because the party music faded. And here's the unsettling question. If inflation falling creates new losers every time, is stability actually painless? Or have we just trained the system to hide who pays the bill? Because when inflation goes down, someone always does. The only mystery is whether you notice it happening or only feel it later.